They say the most terrifying monsters aren't hiding in the dark. They're hiding in the familiar. The places you thought you knew, the corners of your own home that suddenly feel off. And if you ever find yourself in your basement after a storm, make sure it's still your basement, because sometimes it isn't. It was a night split open by thunder. Rain hit the windows hard enough to sound like someone knocking. When the lights flickered and died, Mark didn't panic. The generator had been down there for years, and he'd fixed it dozens of times. He grabbed his phone, its dying flashlight cutting through the dark, and started toward the basement door. But when he opened it, the air hit him first. It was colder than it should have been. Not the power's out cold, something else. Like the chill of a place that shouldn't exist. He stepped down, one stair at a time. Each creak echoed too long. The kind of echo that makes you think the sound is bouncing off walls much further away. You know that instinct you get when your body feels a memory before your mind catches up? He felt it then. Something was wrong. When his flashlight caught the concrete walls, his stomach dropped. The basement looked tighter, narrower, as if someone had taken the original room and pressed it in from both sides. He tried to laugh it off. Just shadows, he muttered. But the sound of his voice didn't come back the same. It was quieter, absorbed, not echoed. The generator sat at the far end, but when he started walking toward it, he realized it wasn't in the right spot. He'd kept it under the tool bench, but now it sat closer to the middle of the room, like someone had moved it. He turned his light around, expecting to see the stairs. They were gone. Not vanished, just relocated. They now stood on the opposite side of the basement, twisting upward into the dark like they'd always been there. Mark froze. He blinked, waiting for his brain to explain it, but it didn't. He took a shaky step back, and that's when he heard it. Footsteps. Coming from above. Slow, deliberate, heavy, just like his own had been a moment ago. Someone was walking toward the basement door, and then the sound of the latch turning. But the door was already open. The footsteps stopped, right above him, right where the ceiling met the first floor. He tried calling out, "Hello?" No answer, just a faint creak of the floorboards, and then another sound. The unmistakable rhythm of someone else walking down the stairs. Only the footsteps weren't aligned with his. They didn't come from the new stairs across the room. They came from where the old ones used to be. Mark's light began to flicker. The phone screen pulsed weakly, casting a jittering glow across the damp walls. The air felt thicker. Each breath was harder to pull in, like he was standing too deep underwater. He aimed the light toward the sound and saw the outline of a figure halfway down the stairs. The problem was, there were no stairs there anymore. That's when he realized the basement hadn't just changed. It was remembering. Remembering what it used to be, or maybe what it wanted to be again. He turned to run, but the generator light blinked on by itself. A weak orange glow filled the space, and for a moment, he saw something in the reflection of the metal casing. A face, not his, and not human. It smiled as the light went out. When the light went out, Mark thought it was over. He thought he'd wake up on the couch, the storm gone, the power back. But the dark didn't end. It shifted. The smell of dust and wet concrete was gone. Now the air smelled sterile, like a hospital hallway. He lifted his phone again. The flashlight worked, somehow, but the walls weren't gray anymore. They were white, smooth, clean, and too perfect. This wasn't his basement anymore. He called out, voice shaking. Hello? Anyone down here? The sound didn't bounce. It just disappeared, like the walls swallowed it. And then, a noise behind him. The soft buzz of a fluorescent light flickering to life. He turned. The generator was gone. In its place stood a narrow metal door, slightly open. Inside, a faint humming sound, rhythmic, mechanical. He stepped closer. The light above him began to pulse, each flicker timed with his heartbeat. And under that humming, something else, a whisper. It was saying his name. He pulled the door open. Beyond it wasn't another room. It was another basement. Same shelves, same tools, same concrete floor. But it was cleaner. Too clean. As if someone had rebuilt his entire basement from memory, but didn't get the proportions right. He took one step inside and felt the floor shift beneath him, like the world was breathing. Then he saw it, a figure standing by the far wall, motionless, facing the corner. It was wearing the same clothes he was, the same boots, even the same tear on the sleeve. He whispered, "Hey!" And the other Mark turned. Its face was his, but wrong. The eyes, too dark. The mouth, still moving, mouthing words he couldn't hear. Then, the other Mark raised a finger and pointed. Behind him,
He turned. The stairs were gone again, and in their place, the old basement door closed. He ran for it. Every step felt like pushing through water. The air screamed in his ears, a low vibration like feedback from a dead radio. He reached the door and pulled, but it didn't open. On the other side, he heard knocking. 3 slow knocks. Then a voice, muffled but clear. "Mark? You down there?" It was his wife. He pounded on the door, yelling, "Yes, I'm here!" And then she spoke again. "Mark's already upstairs." He froze. The knocking stopped. Then, footsteps, walking away. He turned slowly and saw the other Mark standing closer now, face pale, eyes empty, smiling faintly. It whispered something. Mark couldn't make it out until he realized it was saying it over and over.
"Go back up! Go back up! Go back up!"
He backed away, but the air thickened around him like invisible hands pressing against his chest. He reached for his phone, but the screen showed a live video feed. The basement, But it wasn't this one. It was his real basement. And on the screen, his wife was standing there, staring into the camera, saying, "Mark, why are you filming me?" Except she was talking to someone standing right behind her. He watched himself walk into frame, smiling, normal, alive. And then the feed cut out. The hum stopped. The light went black. When the rescue crew came 2 days later, they found the generator running, the basement door open, and 2 sets of footprints, both identical, both leading down, neither leading back up. They say if you go down into your basement during a storm and the air feels colder than it should be, don't turn on the light, because what's waiting down there might look just like you, and it might already be upstairs.